Adam Chris for MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Tucker Top Gun Lutz, UFC lightweight fighter after last week on Dana White Contender Series. Tucker, my man, congratulations. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on today.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you being on again. So how does that sound? UFC lightweight fighter after all these years. How does that sound?
Sounds good, man. I think a little overdue, but I'm always salty. So, but I think it's good nonetheless.
So how did you get home and celebrate? I know this is your second run on the Contender Series. You know, your first run didn't get the contract. You said to Dana you were going to give him the stoppage. But anyway, getting home, how did you celebrate?
Man, so that night, my father and my wife came to town. So that night, my coaches, my wife, my dad, and I, we went out. We got some dinner at this place called STK. I actually went there a couple of years ago for my bachelor party. It's in Cosmopolitan in Vegas. So we had a really nice steak dinner there. But, I mean, with all this COVID stuff and all that, it's not like I can really come home and turn up at the bars or anything like that. So
Right.
I went to this weekend. I went to go visit my brother. He lives in Salisbury, and I haven't seen him since the virus struck. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm kind of a low burn, low key kind of guy. So I've just been chilling, really.
Since you've gotten back, have you had an opportunity to jam out with the band? I know you had talked with one of my colleagues, John Eric Poli, before about you jamming out with some blues and jazz. You gotten a chance to break it out, bro?
Nah, man, I've been slacking. I mean, I've just been, balls deep in this training camp. I haven't been playing much guitar lately, but hopefully soon. I try to link up with the buddies every few months to jam some. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, man. So, all right, we'll get straight into it. Last week, Sherrard Blackledge, did he live up to your expectations as an opponent? Did you feel that you went through him a little easier than anticipated? You picked up the unanimous decision. Excellent performance. How did you feel about him as an opponent?
He was good. To be honest, I thought there was a lot of hype behind him. I knew that I was an underdog, which really blew my mind. I couldn't understand that. I've had so much more skin in the game. I think he's talented, athletic. He's still got some learning to do. But no, I felt good. I thought that I was going to get in there and stop him quick. He was stronger than I thought because he looks real skinny he looked real skinny on the scale. Mm-hmm. But when we tied up, he was stronger than I thought. But I had no doubt in my mind I was going to go there, and anywhere that fight went, I was going to dominate him. And I felt like in any aspect of that fight, I got the upper hand, obviously.
You definitely had the upper hand. You definitely scored a big win, obviously getting you into the UFC. Now, going off of that, 5 years into the making, what does this mean for you, your family, you as a man? The list goes on, man. Obviously, the biggest organization in MMA in the world. What's it mean to you?
Well, really, like I got into this sport, fantasizing and dreaming about a world champion in the UFC to be a UFC champ. So obviously, to be a UFC champ, you got to get to the promotion. My goal was always, when I started competing in this sport, was to be in the UFC by the time I was 25. I turned 26 in July, so I'm a little bit late, but better late than never, as they say. But I mean, I don't harp too much on wins. It was cool when it happened. Now a few days have passed, and I'm just looking forward to getting there and making some improvements and making a real run at this thing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have anybody can Google HVAC, very well-paying job. And, you're obviously, you're full into the mixed martial arts. Are you planning on stopping HVAC anytime soon to go full-time into MMA, or is it just, how's that going to go for you?
Yeah, so it's definitely not a high-paying job where I'm now. I'm just an installer. I don't own it. If you own a company, you can obviously be extremely successful. I'm grateful for my pay, but it's not crazy money. But no, I took a leave of absence before my fight in September. So I took a leave of absence in August. And so I haven't been back to work, but no, I'm not going back. Actually, that's not entirely true. I'm working this week to get a little bit of Christmas scratch. But other than that, no, it's I'm not running jobs or anything anymore. So this will have my pursuit will have my 100% undivided attention.
I love it, man. And going back to last week, hindsight 2020, you said you're always salty, but how do you feel about your performance? Are you critical on it? Are you happy? How do you feel?
Overall, I'm happy because, like I said, I was underdog, dominant win, got the contract. I've watched it once. I might watch it back again. But I got caught up in the grappling more so than I'd like to in the third round. there was a transition in particular where I stuffed one of his takedowns and pursued my own. And I truly think that if I would have broken out and started striking the middle, I could have stopped him on the feet because I was stinging him for sure. He didn't have anything for me in the stand up. And obviously, there's always tweaks you want to make. In the second round, I think I could have gotten a submission with a guillotine, but I kind of got a little bit overzealous in that spot. And also, I had his back too, which should have been a done deal. But there's no perfect fight really, unless you're Jorge Masvidal. He has a perfect fight in my opinion. But so there's always something to learn. But overall, I'm happier with it than I typically am decisions. So.
And going off of that, have you had any confirmation or any contact or talk to Dana White about when you're going to be expected in there next?
No, I haven't heard anything. I actually got some injury stuff I got to deal with. I got some cartilage issues. I'm getting an MRI this week. Mm-hmm. So really addressing that because it's been bugging me real hard my last two camps. And so I just want to kind of nip that in the bud. And for me, I'm going back down to 45 after this fight. I spent most of my career down there. I feel like I have a real size advantage, and I think that while I can make the weight, I might as well. I've been walking around pretty light the last camp considering for 155. I feel great at 55, but it's always an option, but I do feel I have a huge size advantage at 45. But no, I haven't heard anything. I think something like February would be ideal for me, February or March, but it really kind of depends on what the doctor says with my my chest issue.
Which leads me to my next question, and I mentioned it earlier before, how you said you owe Dana White a stoppage. Is there anybody you'd like to give him that stoppage for? Any call-outs? Anybody you particularly like to fight just to put your splash in the UFC?
Not really. I mean, I've never been one to go out and run my mouth and make a bunch of call-outs. Really, whatever tough. I'm willing to take tough fights to get me to that title shot the quickest. I'm down for the short route. So. If they want me to cut in line and fight some tough guys right off the bat, I will. I'm extremely confident with my skill set, especially over the last two camps. I feel like I've grown a ton. But nah, man, whoever they throw in front of me, really.
I mean, and the proof's in the pudding itself. You're on how many fight win streak right now? It's
I think 11. It's either 10 or 11.
Right,
like
exactly. So, I mean, I can't imagine you getting anything else but probably a killer. I mean, just because with your record, it says it all. And you've been on Dana White Contender Series twice. I can't imagine anything else. But either way, the future's going to tell. But I do want to ask, any immediate goals that you have set out for yourself? Obviously, you got into the sport because you want to be UFC champion. But is there any immediate short-term goals? Anything in the way?
Yeah, I'd love to get one of those performance of the night bonuses my first fight. So I'm chasing that 50 racks 100% right out the gate.
So, Tucker Lutz, I wish I would have known that you were going to drop down so I could have given you the proper introduction.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I haven't fought in the UFC yet, so you didn't spoil anything.
All right, man. Well, so I wish you the best of luck. I want to start winding down now. What does this mean as far as a win for Maryland? You're very Maryland proud, Baltimore through and through. What does it mean as a Maryland native to come home and bring that back to your city?
It means the world, man. It really does. I'm the first guy from my camp anyway to come and get on the scene. I don't really think anyone in the Baltimore area who's made it to the UFC. So I think it's great. But I've been saying also I got a team full of killers. So it's just lucky, and I have good management that I was the one to be on the Contender Series and take advantage of the opportunity. But I got 4 or 5 guys on my team right now who I think could go on Contender Series and go and tune some guys up and get a contract. So I'm just extremely grateful with my management and my position that I was in to where I was appealing as a prospect. But it's a big deal. But I feel like I'm just kind of the beginning of this next wave that'll be coming through from Maryland, from Baltimore, from the DMV area.
Awesome, man. We wish you nothing but the best of luck. Again, as we were talking before this interview, seeing the regional guys getting their shine now, it's an awesome thing to see. I'm just all so proud of all of you guys just because covering you guys for so many years. It's just amazing to see. Final words, I want you to shout out your sponsors, coaches, training partners, anything you want to let the fans know where to keep up with you on social media. Drop it on them.
Right. So, obviously, shout out to my team, Team Ground Control. We got 3 locations in Maryland. We got Owings Mills, Rosedale, and Columbia. I'm mostly at our Owings Mills and Rosedale locations. come through. We got free trials, and I'm there pretty much every day. So if you want to come through, you'll see me there. I want to shout out to my strength and conditioning coach, Nick Ehrlich. Also, I've been working with him for about a little bit over a year, and I've had some tremendous gains working with him. Shout out to my production guy, Jason Bloom Productions. In regards to all my sponsors, it's a lot, so I won't be able to name off the top, but my production guy just set up my website. I will be having merchandise available within the next few weeks or so to get before the holiday season. So check me out at tuckerlutz.com. Like I said, I'll be having shirts drop there, and you can check out all my sponsors there. I got discounts on a lot of them.
All right, Tucker, again, congratulations, man. Again, it's so awesome to see. I thank you for your time, and I wish you nothing but luck in the future, brother.
Thanks for having me, bro. Have a good one.